Good job on making it here. It's not the easiest thing to do, to be introspective, to look at yourself, look at the way you are in relationship. It's actually really pretty freaking hard. When I was doing this work, I felt like my skin wanted to peel off. It was so painful. And so if you're here, that says a lot about you. It says that you want to build a better life for yourself, for your loved ones, and that's really who you are. So a lot of times we'll hear complaints about who we are in relationship, and I just want to point out that the deeper level truth here is that you are the essence, are the thing that's actually reaching through all your hurt and trying to learn about this stuff to heal and to create a better life for you and your family, and so, or you and your loved ones, however they may look. So we're going to do that. I'm going to break it down for you. I've studied with the top people in the world, and then got to teach alongside them. I'm going to break it down for you really simply, how to heal your attachment system, your connection system, what that looks like. So then you could show up more fully for the people that you love, for the people in your life. And because it is really doable. And so psych yourself up, because you can do it. It's very doable. It can be painful, to be completely honest, but it's worth it. It's 100% worth it. Sometimes people will say, what? Like, why am I even doing this? What's the point? And it's because you want to have healthy relationships. Your relationship system in your brain, your attachment system, is thought to be actually very foundational in your brain and your nervous system. So you could picture it like you have a foundational attachment system, how we are in relationship, our relational system. And that's like the bedrock. That's the foundation of our brain in a lot of ways. And then all these other things are built on top of that. How we feel about ourselves, how we feel about other people, how we feel about the world in general. These feelings that are constantly guiding how we are in the world, how we feel in the world, how we are every day, if we feel urgency, if we feel depressed, however it is really a byproduct of your relationship system, or how your nervous system has understood itself, how your nervous system has been in relationships. So when traumas happen, when overwhelming experiences happen, traumas, neglects, difficult emotions, they get imprinted in our nervous system. And it shapes the rest of our life. So it shapes everything. So your nervous system is what's giving you your experience of your body, giving you your experience of your mind, giving you all your feelings. Everything is coming from your nervous system. And so it's really important to bypass just your thinking mind and go directly into your nervous system when you're looking at healing attachment, when you're looking at healing from trauma, because you want to show up in relationship. And so how you do that, how you can bypass just your thinking mind, is by noticing body sensations, by being present with your body. And it's become this massive industry, massive revolution in the world of psychology to look at your body, to work with your body. And it's because it underpins the psychology, it underpins the mind, how your body is, the state of your body. And you could see it really simply if you hunch over for 30 seconds to 60 seconds, you'll start to feel different. If you open your body, you'll start to feel different. Give it a minute or two. But it's constantly shaping the way that we are experiencing the world. So if my heart is closed because I've been really hurt in relationships and I'm going around the world with a closed heart, I'm probably not going to be as open to as many opportunities, maybe opportunities with other people that would be loving, or even career opportunities. So it's really important for your quality of life, for your health, even your physical health, to not be carrying so much trauma in relationship. And it weighs on you, it weighs on your nervous system. So constantly being in stress, and these things can be embedded very deeply in our bodies, very deeply in our nervous system, where we've had overwhelming experiences and they get lodged in us. And you can absolutely liberate them. Absolutely. You can absolutely have a better life. I had a lot of disorganized attachment, which we'll talk about in a second, what that is, and a lot of intensity in relationship. I would be pushed, come here, go away, not feeling safe, feeling under threat in relationships. And then I moved into being more avoidantly attached. That's kind of my base. And then I had some pockets of this intensity, feeling threat in relationship. But avoidant attachment was my jam. I was avoidant of my emotions. I wasn't able to feel myself, feel my body for a really long time. And then through experiences with this work, attachment work, I'm in a very happy, secure relationship with my wife. I was skeptical. I didn't know that it could actually happen ever for me, and it did. And so I'm really happy, and I can share with you how I overcame these things and how I've helped hundreds of individual people also heal their attachment system. And so the important thing to know as we get started is you have different connection styles or different attachment styles. So you have secure attachment, which you feel good in relationships. You don't question yourself. You don't get so much anxiety in relationship. You feel like you can be present. You can actually give, receive love. You can usually even feel your body. You can give and receive love in your body. And that forms through having a secure enough caregiver, somebody in your life that can reflect to you how you're feeling, that can be attuned to you and positive and provide these positive experiences like protection is a big one, actually physical protection. A lot of us forget about that, oh, maybe our dad was completely emotionally unavailable, or maybe people were unavailable, but they did provide some sense of protection. Okay, I can feel into that. That's going to be important for later. And so secure attachment is formed through all these good, juicy experiences. You might think of someone that has a kindness in their eyes, someone that would be really happy to see you, a genuine, deep smile. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. And they're offering you this experience of secure attachment. They're cueing your nervous system to settle into secure attachment. And someone's very genuinely happy to see you. Dogs are a big one. You open the door, dogs, they're bursting with love as soon as you get home. They're offering you these signals of secure attachment. Come join me in secure attachment. So this is important for later. Now we have secure attachment on one side, and then we have insecure attachment on the other side, or insecure relationship styles. And so there's some subsets of insecure relationship styles. We have the avoidant attachment, which forms through neglect, experiences of neglect. Like, it only takes a few times of being these open-hearted being, children are, we come into the world, we're these precious little open-hearted beings, and then we reach out for love. We reach out for connection. And it only takes a few times of that reach being cut down, made fun of, or just ignored, for us to go, ouch, it's so, so painful to reach out and then nothing. It's like one of the most painful experiences that you can have. That's why when I was doing this work, I felt like my skin wanted to peel off. It was so painful to have that rejection when you're full, your whole being is reaching out and you're this joyful little being, and then oof, right? You suck in, you collapse, and you learn actually to turn off your connection system because it's so painful. Why would you want to experience the pain, of reaching out and nobody's home? It's, oh my gosh, it's so painful. And so we'll talk about healing that here in a bit, but we'll go through the other styles here, and then we'll talk about how to heal them all, because you can do it. And so the avoidant attachment is generally kind of shut down, closed off. And then we have, and they won't know it. A lot of times they'll feel like they're securely attached because they don't really feel much. And so other people will say like, oh, I feel a dissonance around you, or I feel uncomfortable around you. Where are you even? Or what are you thinking about? Or I can sense you have some anger inside. What is going on there? And they just say, oh, I'm fine, because you're disconnected, because you're numb. So you're feeling like, oh, I'm fine. But you're not fine underneath, actually. And there's studies that show that. There's like where we've hooked electrodes up to people, we've done scientific studies and seen, no, you're actually underneath the freeze, how you're frozen, how you're shut down, is actually a lot of distress, the same amount as other insecure attachment styles. So relationship styles, avoidant attachment, ambivalent attachment, which is more commonly known as anxious attachment. And anxious attachment forms when our caregiver is intermittently available. So they're sometimes available. And it keeps us stuck in this sense of reaching, the sense of, I want connection, I want connection. because we feel like if I stop wanting it, if I stop seeking it, reaching for it, then it's going to go away completely. So it's the same principle. It's why casinos are so addictive, is because there's an intermittent reward. So in human psychology, when someone is intermittently available, or when something is intermittently available, like even a cha-ching casino, even like a jackpot, intermittently available, it keeps us addicted. It can create this kind of addiction of constantly seeking, because we don't know when it's going to come. And so we think we have to store up on all of it. We have to get a huge pile, a huge amount of secure attachment, a huge amount of friends. We have to get all these things that are really actually pretty good, but then we can never actually take it in. We can't actually let it in because we're stuck on seeking. So that's the ambivalent attachment. And they're ambivalent about connection. That's why they call it ambivalent attachment of, I'm not sure if it's going to be around, and so I need to stay stuck, like reaching for it. And it drives other people freaking crazy. And the inability to like recognize how you are actually loved will drive other people nuts, because they are like, hey, I'm loving you, I'm trying to love you, and you can't take it in. So we'll talk more about that. But your work is to actually can take it in, and we'll show you how to do that. And then we have disorganized attachment. And disorganized attachment forms when there's threat growing up, or threat is associated with our caregiver, or even it could be our caregiver isn't trauma themselves. They're in a trauma, they have a traumatized nervous system. And so their nervous system is constantly giving off threat vibes. And so then your system starts to associate connection with threat. But it usually forms through situations of abuse, where on one side you have your relationship system, you have your attachment system, and on the other side you have your self-protective system, your fight, flight, freeze system, needing to protect yourself. And when someone that is supposed to just give us unconditional love and be present with us also hurts us, the fight-flight system crosses. And there's this over-association in your brain. So the neurons actually start melding together. They start actually firing together, so that every time you feel like someone's giving you love, or every time that you feel like you want to give love, even sometimes, it can feel really unsafe. And so your nervous system goes into this need to protective sequence. Okay, protective sequence. And then at the same time, you're trying to love. And so it's very confusing, and it's very debilitating even to try to be in relationships with a lot of disorganized attachment. So we'll talk about how to heal that as well. Healing your attachment wounds looks like showing your nervous system, showing your body another way, by internalizing, by taking in cues of secure attachment, like kind eyes, like warmth at greeting, someone that's very happy to see you, somebody that's protective, someone that's loyal, that's determined, that really wants you to succeed. You want to practice, and just to see what happens in your nervous system, in your body, when you do that. When you stop, we could do it right now. If you close your eyes, if you can visualize with your eyes open, visualize with your eyes open, but close your eyes and see a pair of kind eyes. Kindness. Somebody that's genuinely happy to see you. They genuinely want good for you. None of the weird human competitiveness, weird shit that so many people have. Just kindness for you. And then work to take it in your body. See what happens inside. Pause them with that kind smile, with those kind eyes, and receive it in your body. See how much of that can you take in. Do you feel warmth? Does it feel unsafe? Does it feel stupid? If it feels stupid, you're probably avoidantly attached. And if it's hard to stop, to settle, to take in, then you might be a little ambivalent or anxiously attached. And so for avoidant attachment, what you need is to give yourself a lot of space, a lot of time, and understand you've been sleeping. And waking up out of that sleep can feel a little uncomfortable. If you've ever been dead asleep and someone's woken you up, you might get a little mad. And so I bet that happens sometimes in your relationships, where somebody wakes you up a little bit, they say, "Where are you?" And they shake you. And then, and you might snap at them because it's like this discomfort at waking up. I don't want to be awake. What are you doing? Why are you waking me up? And so you need a lot of time and space to map out this whole new world of emotions, of connection. So you need to give yourself a lot of space and time to wake up, to gently wake up to the attachment world. So what I want you to start doing is noticing your body's experience every time someone's kind to you. And then what you can also do is get curious about the structure in which you've shut down. So some people will shut down a lot of people will just shut down and their shoulders will roll in, or their pelvis will tuck, or there might be some tension somewhere else in your body, a tense sequence. And just notice those tense sequences and try to show them this new experience of secure attachment, this new experience of getting the love that's around you. If there's not any love around you, visualize it, imagine it. Your body, your nervous system just needs the cue to do this. You don't actually need someone there to do this. It's helpful if someone's there, of course, it's amazing, but you don't actually need that. You can recondition, you can repattern your attachment system. As repatterning your attachment system is actually the work of my mentor, Diane Heller, who is a big person in the world of attachment, done wonders for the world, and really helped build somatic experiencing as well. So if you've heard of that, that's Peter Levine's trauma work. It's amazing. I helped teach that for a long time as well. And then healing ambivalent attachment is not all that hard, actually, but it does take some real work, some real effort, mental effort to do. And as a partner, you can help someone heal their anxious attachment by encouraging them to slow down and take it in. But what I do in general when I'm working with clients with anxious attachment and they want to really heal their attachment system is teach them to pull their energy back. So pull back, come back to your body. You can even do holding exercises, somatic holding exercises, one hand on your head, one hand on your chest, or one hand on your chest, one hand on your stomach. And you got to get a sense of your body, of I'm here. So before you take in the good stuff, you need a container. You need a sense of, okay, this is where I am. Ambivalent attachment, anxious attachment usually won't have that. They won't really have a sense of self. Sometimes it'll even feel unsafe to find that sense of self. So you want to repattern that by making the body home again and coming back, coming back, coming back, and then taking in the secure attachment cues. And then if you have pockets of disorganized attachment where it doesn't feel safe to be in relationship, or it feels like there's maybe some threat of violence, or maybe you get angry and it's not safe because you're reactive to a perceived threat that's not really there, this imprint in your nervous system. What you need to do is uncouple these two systems. So you need to be able to have experiences of attachment without threat. And so what I've found that works really well is to first let your body feel protected. So what you can do is imagine having your own space, your own bubble. You push everybody else out, you push the threat out, and then you make room for someone else's love and kindness. Another way to do that is to feel the energy of threat in yourself. So what you can do is feel the energy of threat in yourself and feel that energy, that fight-flight energy, and then see what it wants to do and imagine doing it. Of course, don't actually do it, but imagine doing it, and then that energy will dissipate. Or if it's a really intense energy, you could actually go for a run, or you could push against a wall, or do some push-ups and get the energy dissipated. So you feel like, okay, I'm safe here. I've protected myself, I'm safe here. And then try to let in the experience of secure attachment. And then what's going to happen is likely you'll be able to let in secure attachment somewhat, and then you'll go back to feeling unsafe or dissociative. And then you need to complete that again. And then you can come back to the secure attachment. So what I mean by complete is that that's an energy that's trying to do something. Imagine it getting to do it. Don't actually do it, but imagine getting to do it. And then that's a completion. So your body mobilizes an energy to self-protect. You let it do it, completes, and then you come back to this letting in of security. So this is just a little taste of somatic attachment work. And if you'd like to know more, please check out the links in the description here and make sure to subscribe, thumbs up, all those good things.